Mechanical progression has acquired their extreme overlap changes, particularly as far as blockchain arrangements. The excellent VECHAIN exchanging stage currently offers the lumbering cycles that made the authoritative development late. This extraordinary blockchain-based organization is instrumental in changing elements of an association more creative and methods, all the more distinct. Allow us to look at the ongoing subtleties of VECHAIN and comprehend the VECHAIN cost expectation for what's in store. VECHAIN. Behind the screen adventure, the cerebrums behind this blockchain-based arrangement, Radiant Lu, made his blessing from heaven in 2015, an objective that was to make the store network and the executive's lifecycle faultless. Radiant Lu conveyed his tremendous involvement with the field, with his stretch at Louis Vuitton China before this endeavor. For the establishment, VECHAIN gloats of being the finished arrangement taken care of production network improvement prerequisites. The credit for getting revolutionary changes the item lifecycle through an effective overseeing framework goes to VECHAIN. While seeds of VECHAIN's starting point can be followed back to Ethereum code today, the crucial qualities of VECHAIN are essentially put to use in installment organizing, casting a ballot, brilliant agreements, and substantially more. Because of inventive arrangements from VECHAIN, engineers can today give highlights outfitted straightforwardly to business customer base. VECHAIN record and check each data about the inventory network development which further guarantee security. Mission VECHAIN. To comprehend VECHAIN establishment, one necessities to scrutinize the beginning. The basic role behind making this sort of blockchain organization was to resolve the issues being experienced by the operations area, particularly regarding dissipated and disproportionate information. While the business battles enormous information traffic day to day, tragically, a framework to make this information transmittable and very much smoothed out was the center issue that stayed neglected. Serious compartmentalization leaves the whole store network the executives in the most extreme number of cases to depend on concentrated information sources. At last this brought about an information transmission that was less real and hazier. VECHAIN. Delivering multifaceted change, the personalities by means of computerized mode mate on VECHAIN token called VET are answerable for getting more prominent responsibility the total inventory network the executives. The fundamental idea of the VECHAIN or VET advancement arrangement is to upgrade inventory network the board and item lifecycle the executives. This goal is achieved using circulated record innovation, DLT of VECHAIN. VECHAIN has empowered NFC and RFID radio recurrence distinguishing proof chips-driven observation. At the same time, the VECHAIN blockchain stage has additionally permitted the utilization of QR codes and supply the executives. The labels and sensors are an essential piece of VECHAIN usefulness. Through this, VECHAIN can follow and oversee significant information and supply-based coordinated factors. This data is transferred survive this blockchain stage. This approach helps the business examiners in impeccable and fast information the board in light of a credible confirmation framework. This technique is of central significance, particularly for enormous complex stock chains. As an organization, VECHAIN assists ventures with keeping steady vigil and business refreshed in light of simultaneous turns of events. VECHAIN has worked with a not so much lumbering but rather more successful evidence of authority agreement through Know Your Client checked hubs, empowered by the VET establishment. Without a doubt thanks are because of VECHAIN comprised monstrous organizations. The present VET cost is around $0.04582 in the digital currency market. A cost rectification after such an enormous siphon would be normal for venture. Nonetheless, according to our VECHAIN cost expectation, the money could recuperate for the present moment, as the crypto market denoted a blended pattern at this point, bringing about the value climb of most altcoins. According to our VECHAIN cost expectation and other VECHAIN cost forecasts on the lookout, the coin is toward the finish of its momentary bullish cycle, and it could safeguard the recuperation. Allow us to examine the VECHAIN cost forecast outline underneath. Let's push ahead to in our VECHAIN cost expectation for next 5 years. Figure stage likewise gave an extremely nonpartisan specialized investigation of the ongoing cost of VET token for 1 year, expressing that before the year is over, according to VECHAIN predications, VET cost could arrive at $0.065-0.073, which is a wide reach. These VET value forecasts are given impartially, without an exhibit of any positive thinking. Our VECHAIN cost expectations for the next years are referenced underneath. VECHAIN value expectation 2023. Out of many VET cost expectations or VECHAIN cost expectations out there, our VECHAIN figure uncovers the normal VET cost could be $0.063. The hopeful VECHAIN forecast recommends the cost will raise a ruckus around town mark, taking into account the development in market capitalization, the greatest cost could take off up to $0.070. VECHAIN Value Expectation 2024. The value expectation VECHAIN for the year 2024 appears to be positive up to this point. The VECHAIN cost will float around $0.068 consistently, and it tends to be expected to stir things up around town low of $0.055. The ongoing cost of the coin is around $0.045, and holding the VET token at this cost for a drawn out will help the financial backers. VECHAIN Value Expectation 2025. For the drawn-out VECHAIN cost expectations, the computerized coin cost figure predicts that VET cost will have an enormous flood, and it could cross to arrive at $0.093, according to their specialized examination. In 2025, VECHAIN cost expectation mirrors a likelihood that the cost could contact 0.08 around the last quarter. One more site for VECHAIN estimate accepts that the VET cost will keep a vertical direction to reach $0.095 toward the finish of 2025. Other long-haul VECHAIN value expectations are excessively hopeful, putting the VECHAIN cost figure at around $0.098 toward the finish of 2025. Our individual and fair cost expectations VECHAIN VED is that it would have to work harder, assuming the coin value wishes to accept and certify its situation for bullish energy. As far as VECHAIN cost forecasts 2025, the expensive VECHAIN needs to break the mental sign of the new high of 8 cents to begin an enormous bullish force. In the event that it breaks the $0.080 mark, and assuming they play their cards well, and more organizations are expanding on VECHAIN VET. Or on the other hand, the following bull run kicks in the cost of VECHAIN could productively siphon to $0.1 over the course of the following 10 years, according to VECHAIN cost forecast. With VECHAIN value expectation or VET cost expectation utilizing specialized examination, verifiable information, and different measurements, figures ought not be utilized to base a choice to purchase VET coins. VECHAIN value forecast 2026 and then some. The VECHAIN VET value forecast for 2026 is hopeful, considering how well VECHAIN assumptions are met regarding market capitalization and blockchain network acknowledgement later on. The VECHAIN cost expectation 2026 uncovers that the typical cost to search for is 13 cents over the course of the following 5 years. The VECHAIN cost could contact the ground, breaking 11 cents, according to our VECHAIN cost expectations, and could create benefit for the financial backers. In view of our VECHAIN cost expectation, a drawn-out increment is normal. The cost visualization for 2027 is $0.318. With a 5-year venture, the income is supposed to be around plus 594.32%. As indicated by the VECHAIN cost forecast done by Exchanging Monsters, the cost of the coin is expec. As per the VECHAIN forecasts done by Lengthy Conjecture, the coin cost is supposed to stretch around $0.034 toward the finish of 2024. Transient